guys played against them, Hebert was talking about that they played elite defense, and that had a lot to do with the way you guys obviously shoot 27%. Looking back at that game now, and I'm sure you've analyzed it again, was it their defense tonight? Were you taking the shots you wanted in that game?
I thought they played really good defense. I think DJ Horn wasn't DJ Horn at the time, so when you look at his stats, obviously he didn't have a great game. I thought we did some really good things. When you look at it, I thought DJ Burns had a very effective game, especially early. I did think they did play really solid defense, but I thought we missed some shots that we normally would make or that we have been making lately, and I think it boils down to that.
And you also said that you felt like missing shots affected you on the defensive end. How do you guard against that tomorrow if they don't get out early and Carolina gets them?
Well, I thought what it did at the time is when we couldn't make shots, we couldn't get into any type of pressure the way we played. I thought we were very effective when we were able to do that. But also, the points in between were tough. I think we gave up about 18 points in transition, and Harrison Ingram was incredible. I mean, he was great. I think 19 rebounds against us, 9 points, 19 rebounds. I thought he really did a good job. In round one, it's weird as it sounds, I thought we did a really good job on Baycott, and we did a really good job on RJ, which is hard to do for anybody. Yeah.
Mentioned Ingram's rebounding, but now you have De'Ara, who's a double-digit rebounder. How do you kind of see him kind of counteract some of this?
Yeah, we need to, JC. We had to, by inserting him into the lineup, we become a better defensive rebounding team and even offensive at times. But that's one of the areas that we really struggle. And early on, we really struggle, and particularly in that Carolina game. And I think he helps close the gap in that. I mean, as you know, they do a great job. Baycock's one of the best rebounders in the country, but when you add Ingram, who's rebounding the ball, their 4s and 5 who start are really good at that. And so we need Mo to be a great rebounder. We need DJ to rebound. We also need our guards to be able to rebound the basketball.
RJ's had a really good year and a lot of good players in the league. Is he probably had the best season of anybody looking at his season?
He was incredible last game. I mean, it was outstanding. And he's had that, one of those breakout years. He's playing at a high level. And he's doing it in so many different ways, with the ball in his hand, off ball screen, catch and shoot opportunities, transition. He is playing as well, or he's playing the best basketball of anybody in this league. And certainly we got to do a good job with him. But there's so much more than just RJ. You can't have him go off and then Cormac Ryan's hitting shots. Throughout the last 4 or 5 games, they've had 4 or 5 guys who have really stepped up and playing well. Cormac Ryan, as we talked about at UVA, played really well. Ingram obviously has had his moments. Baycock's Baycock, and then all of a sudden, RJ is RJ. So we've got to do a good job, and it just doesn't have to be. The tough thing about them is you can't focus on one guy. We know RJ is really good, and we know Baycock's really good inside. Probably 2 of the best inside-outside combos in the country. But you got to pay attention to the other guys because they're really good.
Can you stress the guys to just go play free and easy in this game, because you guys are the only ones that think you're going to win this game? Probably there's not too many people.
God, you don't think so?
Is that the way to play a game like this? Just have fun and play.
It's a great opportunity for us, and in the world of our conversations of quads, it's a great opportunity. It's a good rivalry game. It's a good opportunity for our guys, and so just gotta go play. I don't know if it's just go have fun because we're the only ones that believe, but that's the only people that need to believe anyway. And so our guys are gonna just go in there and have fun and take advantage of our opportunity and really play NC State basketball.
Is that the main message that you are preaching to them now that we're getting down to the final stretch of the regular season, and a lot of naysayers are kind of saying you're out of the mix when it comes to the NCAA tournament and just being able to go out here and play free like that?
Yeah, we just we really and I can't tell you what the kids listen to and hear off the court, but in this room, as most time when we're watching film and we're talking, we're just concentrating on, hey, here's the next opportunity. This one happens to be a really good one because it's a quad 1 opportunity. It moves the needle, but we don't ever think that we're out. Reason being because we do have 3 opportunities left to help us, and then you also have the ACC tournament. It's just, we've got a tough back end schedule, but you want that if you're going to have the opportunity to move the needle.
To follow up that a little bit, you've got North Carolina and Duke in the quick turnaround, and obviously all 3 of you being in the same backyard, and you always be measured against each other. 6-7 years into your program now, do you feel like this program has gotten to the point where it could, you got the Hall of Fame guys are gone now, can really compete with these 2 programs moving forward?
Chip, we may do, but I'll let you guys do your research. I don't know that it's ever been a program in the history of basketball that's played Carolina on Saturday and Duke on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a pretty good task.
Outside the ACC tournament.
Yeah. So, no, here's the thing about our program. We've moved it. We've won those games. It's been, opportunities in the past where NC State, in the future, in the past, who may not have beaten Duke or Carolina, they might not have climbed that ladder to be able to do that. We've been able to do that. And I think our guys recognize that. And though we respect the fact that they're really good programs, 2 of the top programs probably in the history, we're competing and we're right there. And I do like where we're at. I love the fact that our guys' mindset and understand that, hey man, we're just as good. And you look at it as a 1-game situation. You don't look at the history of it. You don't say, well, 10 years ago this happened and all that. These are all 1-game situations, and you have to go into those games and saying, hey, here's my opportunity. We're playing against another good ACC team, but also here's what's on the line. You got an opportunity to get some quad 1s and everything else. So we're excited about it. Like we're not at awe saying, we're playing these guys. Like we're here. Like we're not into, hey, if you happen to win the game, it's the Super Bowl. It's not. We don't look at it that way. We look at it as this is our program. We've done a good job. We've got several 21 seasons. We've done a lot of great things, and we're not into it just because of those. We look at it as a total conference that we're playing, but here's great opportunities for us.
Does the new landscape with the portal and NIL, does that help or make it tougher, or the challenge of competing?
It's the same. I mean, it really is. It's everything comes down to NIL. As you guys know, outside of really the coaches and, how much can a collective be able to take care of some of these young men, and that's the way it is now. And so recruiting has completely shifted a little bit. It's not so much about the best facilities, even though you want to keep up with those, but it's also in this moment of time, is guys are looking to capitalize on their NIL, and so I couldn't answer that. I don't know how much NIL they have versus what we have, but it's a different world of recruiting. Yeah.
Along those lines, you kind of see that sometimes you think to yourself, well, that was the way it used to be. Now everything is reinvented. It's almost like, basketball before the 3-point line, or basketball when freshmen were ineligible. I mean, there's just certain watershed moments where, and I think you are kind of personally going through one of them, as coaches. Do you kind of see that where it's just not the way it was, and that if you don't reinvent, you get passed by?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a different way, and I know we got great collectives and one pack, and we're trying to figure it out. And you never want to. I'm not one of those guys who want anybody to give that don't have it, but it certainly helps at NC State if we get our fans behind, because these are opportunities to directly be able to impact all of our programs, and it's a great job. I mean, we need it. I mean, it's the way the world has been. And to your point, JC, is it used to be about relationships. I'm a relationship guy. It used to be about the best facilities, and you still need all of those. But at the end of the day, the conversations always shift. What type of NIL opportunities are there at NC State, and for us to compete with everyone in our conference, including Duke and Carolina, we need our fan base to be really involved with that, to be able to do that.
Your defense the last couple of games hasn't been probably where you want it to be. Can you put a finger on maybe why that is?
Not last couple, just the last game. I thought it was really good against Boston College. I think we came out in the first half, and you don't hold Quentin Post and McLaughlin to 6 and 1 point if you don't play great defense. I didn't think it's Syracuse. I thought Syracuse was a shootout. I thought we both, I don't think Leonard was happy with his defense, giving up 83 points, but he did win. He learned a lesson through a win. I learned a lesson through a loss. And, giving up 90 wasn't good. But against Boston College, our defense was elite. I mean, Quentin Post is one of the toughest matchups in our league. And we did a really good job of defending him. We did a good job, that's the same team, Boston College, who had made 15 threes against Miami. We basically held them down. We were not very good defensively, which I was not happy against Florida State. I thought we let them play to their strengths. Yeah.
Going off of that, after Syracuse, you talked about not knowing, I guess the scouting report at halftime, and then after Florida State kind of saying the same thing about the team not understanding that. Have you been able to figure out that, and have it changed anything in the preparation kind of going this weekend?
And a lot of it is, as you go back and watch the tape, a lot of it is they were really good at what they do. And we didn't do a good job of really taking that away. And any team in our league, the great thing about, obviously playing teams in your league, you know who they are at this moment. And even when teams play us, you have certain things you have to take away. And I just didn't think in that particular game, we gave them paint touch after paint touch, and they did a good job. They got on the transition. So we didn't give them the resistance that we needed to give them to be able to compete. Now, offensively, man, we scored 83 points. We were clicking. We made some shots. Casey Marcel got going. I thought both Ben and Mo added, some stuff that we didn't have. We haven't had in a while. So we played a good game. Now, as I talk about that, that's also taken away from the, Florida State. At home, they're good. At home, they really score the basketball. And that's kind of taken away from them by saying we didn't play great defense without saying, hey, they were really good.
Did you just say Mo's an additional 3-point threat? Is that what you were?
Mo's the best 3-point shooter we had on our team right now, besides DJ Horn. I mean, the numbers will say that lately. I mean, Jaden Taylor's starting to make shots now. Casey's starting to make shots now. But I think that's the good thing about Mo. He's starting to get comfortable in his role, rebounding the ball, playing great defense, running the floor, and he's starting to make shots a little bit. That's good. I mean, if you have a guy who's that size, who can make some pick and pop shots, it really helps your team. Yeah.
Are you going to Smith Center today for a shoot around?
I'm not. No, we'll go tomorrow. Just a long. It's so short, but so long. Does that make sense? It really is. I mean, it's, because think about this. So we go over there. It's going to take 45 minutes. You're going to get caught in traffic. It'll end up taking an hour and a half. It's a hard thing to do, and we've done it every different way. Mm-hmm. Do you go over there? Do you go practice? We were going to go over there yesterday at 6:30. And I'm like, we're in March, and guys, the travel is really tough on guys, even though that's down the road. But it ends up being a 3-hour trip. By the time you get there, you dress, you practice, come back, and now you could have been in here for an hour, worked on it, and guys could be get some rest. So we're not. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.